All right, thank you for joining. Today we will do a quick analysis on Bitcoin, USD on the Bybit chart, right? So Bitcoin here has finally, I don't even know if it's bottomed out, but we can say it's finally showing a little bit of strength, right? This is the biggest 24-hour green candle we've had since January 13th, and it looks like it's actually double the size of January 13th, right? Arguably, it is the biggest green day we've had so far this year, and it's not a surprise that this is coming after a massive drawdown from 90,000 all the way down to 59,000. So that was a $40,000 drop on Bitcoin, right? In the matter of pretty much 2 weeks. So with this volatility in play, we can clearly see here that Bitcoin has a couple key levels that it needs to reclaim before we can consider it bullish. And the first level is going to be the low of 2025, right? So the low of 2025 came in at roughly $74,384. We start to reclaim that low, then the next target would be to break this trend line, which, we're going to have some strong resistance here at around $80,000, which aligns with the psychological number of 80,000. But if we are able to start trading above this level and break through, then I wouldn't be surprised if we can do a full rotation to trade and attempt to trade back above previous week's high, maybe even hit this trend line one more time before further continuation to the downside for Bitcoin. In my opinion, targeting 50,000, below 50,000 is definitely on the table. I'll be looking for Bitcoin, in my opinion, to hit, realistically, Bitcoin looks like it can probably drop down to 48,000 and, in my opinion, maybe even $32,000. You might not think that is possible, but when you really do zoom out, you can start to see Bitcoin last bottomed at 15,000 before the previous bear market. It was at 3,000. Yes, it went from 3,000 to 70,000, but then it went from 70,000 to 15,000. So going from 126 back down to 30,000 definitely seems like it is on the table. People might think it's a little bit unrealistic because you have big institutions, but you fail to understand that institutions are also short and they make money if the price is going up or price is going down, right? They hedge. That's what they do. So now to take a quick look, just a little bit more of an analysis here. If we take a look at the overall range that was made from March 2024 to October 2024, we can clearly see that the value area low comes in at right about 59,000, right? So we pretty much got there in terms of the full value rotation. So the moment we traded back inside the value area high of this previous range, we just nuked for a full rotation to the value area low. And look at that, we're right back at the value area high off that level, right? So if price for Bitcoin can start to sustain price action above that level, right? Go back and put that there. Starts to sustain price above this level, then I would definitely be looking for price to get back to around 100,000, maybe sweep those highs one more time, and then continue down to target around $47,000 next. And depending on the price action we get around those lows, that's where we can expect another bounce. Excuse me. And once that level fails, and if it fails, then my final target is roughly around $31,000 to $30,000, right? Definitely not unrealistic. You see how fast Bitcoin went from 90,000, basically 100,000 to 59,000, right? Losing $40,000 in just a few weeks or just 2 months. So anyone saying that, oh, it cannot happen, it's impossible. No, it's definitely not impossible, right? If we look at the drawdown here from all-time highs to the lows, that's around 77%. Where does 77% bring us here for Bitcoin? If we're just try to be on average here, 77 brings us right around $50,000, right? So that's definitely going to be the next major target for me, in my opinion. I'll be short up until those levels are hit. And once these levels are hit, that's where I personally would be looking to add to some longs. Spot longs targeting all-time highs, which we're probably not going to get back to all-time highs on Bitcoin for another year, a year and a half. Well, probably longer than that, to be honest. I don't think we're getting back an all-time high for Bitcoin for another 3 years, right? So right around the next election cycle for the United States, that's where I think we'll start to get that momentum build up, similar to what happened this year, right? Elections were around November-ish. Let's see. Yeah, so elections are probably around November, December 2024. We started ramping up. We had this major correction, right? It's like a tariff correction. Then price pumped again. New all-time highs. 1, 2, 3. Pretty much a 4 drives pattern there. Selling off, breaking multiple trend lines. Bearish trend continues. And yeah, just targeting that $47,000 area. That's just where I'm looking at now for Bitcoin, $47,000 to $50,000. Not sure how long it will take to get there. If we do end up bouncing from this level once again, it could just take a few more weeks, maybe not until August, September, October area before moving higher, right? So let's see how this all plays out. Remember to like and subscribe. Follow me on X. I post updates pretty often. Also thinking about going live very shortly. Go ahead and follow the New York Stock Exchange. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining. Like and subscribe. Bitcoin at 50,000. Be patient. And leave a comment below. Take care.